You can count down when you're ready, Thar, and okay. Hello,
Yeah, go
everyone.
for it.
I have Thar and Corfime. Thar will be running, and Corfime will be commentating with Kingdom Hearts 2 Fundaments HD Proud Data Organization RTA.
Cool. Yeah, as he said, I am Thar. I am a Kingdom Hearts speedrunner, mainly as of late Kingdom Hearts 2. Today I'm going to be running Data Org, super quick category on Proud difficulty. Since we're at level 99, as you can see, so we do a good amount of damage. So we're going to be killing these bosses really fast. So it's a super fast-paced run that doesn't really let up other than one moment. So there's a couple things I want to go over before we start. But first of all, my commentator here today is Corvame,
Hi,
one of the
I'm
greatest
Corvame.
KHD runners that never was.
Yeah, I don't run this game, but I'm here because I like Kingdom Hearts 2. Actually, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 in forever, but I like Kingdom Hearts the series. It's really good. And Thar was like, I want a commentator to talk about the lore. And so instead he picked me. So I don't know. I hope you this nice short Kingdom Hearts run.
Yeah, so a few things I want to go over. First of all, my loadout. For most of the run, other than one fight, I'm going to be using Decisive Pumpkin. That gives us combo boost. That boosts the finisher, or boosts the damage of our combo finishers. For one run, or for one fight, the second fight in the run against Axel, I will be swapping to Mysterious Abyss. As you can see, it boosts our Blizzard damage, and we're going to be using a lot of Blizzard against Axel. Final Form, which we're going to see a lot in this run, we're going to be using Final Form Viraga a lot. It's really good at keeping bosses stun locked and melting their HP. So naturally, we're going to use Bond of Flame, which gives us Fire Boost to boost that damage. For armor, we have the only piece of armor in the game that increases your damage output. Shock Charm Pluses. Each of these give a Thunder Boost, 20% to Thunder damage. So we're going to be using a lot of Thunders here. Accessories don't matter. And then I have full Mega Elixirs to keep me and my party's HP and MP topped off. So one other thing is, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but basically there's this hidden mechanic in this game that we as the fan base have dubbed revenge value. And think of that as like a hidden bar on that each enemy or boss has. And as Sora attacks the boss, that bar gets filled up. And when that bar is full, the boss will break out of your combo and retaliate with an attack. That's going to be pretty important in this run. There are some ways that we can keep bosses stun locked through revenge value, which you'll see in this run, as I mentioned, Final Form Firaga and also Donald's Limit Duck Flare. So be on the lookout for that. But let me go ahead and get my menu preset ready. Combo Plus and that. Okay, two mods are RNG manipulation at the beginning. There's also a soft reset component to it that lets us restart the fight at the proper RNG. I'm only going to be using that on the first fight here, Luxord. And that's because if I mess up RNG here, it becomes a nightmare to recover. And normally in a speedrun, you just reset anyway. But I'm going to remove it right after this fight. The second mod, I'm not really going to go into detail because it's very subtle. But if you pay close enough attention, you may notice what it's doing. But yeah, I'm going to get started here. Let me double check. Cool. So timing begins here. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so for the bulk of these actual fights, you're going to have to listen to me talk because Thar's going to be really focused on doing the fight because they're all super technical and super choreographed. So the point of the RNG manip is that Luxord, his whole gimmick is that he likes to play all of these games, and you have to like find the card that has the O on it. And what the RNG manip does is it makes sure that the O is going to be like the O card is at the right spots every time. Because otherwise you gotta like flip all the cards and it's super annoying and it sucks. It's also in every fight, I'm pretty sure in every fight, these bosses all have a mechanic called a desperation move, which is like another invisible bar essentially, and when it fills up, they'll do like this big theatrical attack. It is like kind of like a signature attack, but they can't do them while they're stun locked. And so in this case, we combo him and we use Ars Arcanum and we finish him off so we can't use the DM. And that's Luxord. That's one of 14, I believe, right?
Yes, 14 fights total.
Next up, we have Axel.
Burn, baby.
Why is that the the line you pick over got it memorized? Okay, I guess if you run this, that does make sense. Yeah, he makes the floor fire, which rapidly drains our health. He's weak to ice, which if you play Pokemon, this should make sense to you. Obviously, ice type, their fire types are weak to ice. We all know this. At the end, we'll have to, yeah, you have to do this reaction command here, which is like the reaction commands are like when the triangle shows up, and then it does like a little like QTE sort of thing. Because otherwise, if you don't clear the fire off the floor, he'll just stay at 1 health forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's Axel. Next up, we have Zemnas. This is
Two-part fight.
It's a two-part fight, yeah.
And the last 2 fights in the RNG manip.
We're gonna reflect a lot of his damage. And at this point, we will mention that the second mod, the subtle second mod, is in fact changes all of them to have different faces. So Zemnis being played by Winnie the Pooh for tonight's performance. Yeah, so we're reflecting all of his attacks. You can see it just like drains tons of health from him. And then that's the first
bad
fight.
man looks like a mouse.
And now we fight Final Zemnis, which we get to join. Joining us is Sora's boyfriend Riku.
Mm-hmm. Canon.
And that's canon. Final Zemnis is much too tall. It's upsetting, and I don't love it. There's gonna be like a long cutscene here. It's not a DM technically. It's not like skippable. We have to do it.
Somehow the RNG got messed up, and I don't know why.
Uh-oh.
So we'll just have to deal with this fight.
Yeah, I mean, it should be okay, I think. Ooh.
Alright. That was weird. I don't know how I messed that up, but it's whatever. Still into the
Yeah,
fight.
he does this like attack where he makes all these lasers. This is actually the same attack as in his Kingdom Hearts 3 limit cut final Data Org fight as well, and it's way harder there because you can't just mash triangle to get through it. You have to like actually use reflex, and you can like time them right. What I did this fight in Kingdom Hearts 3, I just used a summon because you're immune to damage during that, and just stalled it out. But I'm not good at this game, at this series, so.
Yeah. Here it's like it's a really cool cinematic feature in this game. Most people, including me, were pretty amazed at it during our first playthrough when this game originally came out back in like 2005 or 2006. But yeah, as she mentioned, the version in Kingdom Hearts 3, you actually have to actively dodge and block.
It's so hard.
Attacks, so it's a lot harder.
It's so hard.
But it's still one of the most iconic moments in this entire series for sure.
Yeah. There's like a big cutscene part, so if there are like any donations or you want to talk about the charity, now would be a good time for that. It's like the one of 2 chances you really get for it, so.
Well, it's about to be over.
Well, I lied.
You can still read out something if you want to.
Oh, good point. Yeah. So we are raising money for the ACLU, specifically in response to the leaked decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, which would get rid of reproductive rights in 26 states, most certainly, which is silly because abortion is 99% safe, and 6 out of 10 women who get abortions are actually already have children. So it's not, the memes that you might see or the plays you might see is not, very accurate at all. So please donate to help with that.
Yeah, donate. It's a great cause. Shout out to everybody who's donated so far and all the amazing runners. Quick thing about Lexaeus, he has this power gauge at the top. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. It's weird.
Yeah, we more the power gauge.
Next up, Saix. He has like his moving mechanic, which he also has in 3, is the Berserk gauge. When the Berserk gauge fills up all the way, he like sprints across the room, does a ton of damage, and it sucks.
Favorite.
So what we're gonna do, oh my god, is it's such a good fit though, honestly, the Eeyore for Saix like works. What happens is he can't go berserk when he's in the air. So you'll notice that like it's filling pretty much at the same rate that we're dealing damage to him. So at the end here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stun lock him in the air, and then finish him off while he's still in the air, and he won't be able to get the berserk off. Yeah. So right there, you can see it was full all the way. Next up is Demix.
This is a boss rush. Yes, exactly. Sorry to interrupt
my
you.
third favorite organization 13 member. Because Demix is a mood. Well, I guess he's not. Spoiler alerts, he's on the bench. You do like this weird, like this silly mini game where you like defeat all these water forms, and they spawn randomly. So you just kind of got to react to it. This is like the big RNG fight.
Yeah.
But, Duck Flare is good against them at the very least.
Duck Flare and Fire.
He does 4 waves of these, and then we like fight him, and then he does another set of them at the end. It's great. This is it. Okay. Okay.
Oh, nice. That went really well.
Feather. Alright, so now, Thar's gonna try to trap him in this corner over here. And this is to set up for the last mini game. Because if he's in the corner, when he does the last set of what's it called?
That's unfortunate. Messed that up there a bit. Sorry for the review as well.
Yeah, they'll all spawn. We'll all spawn in like the same place if he's in the right spot, which makes it way easier to kill them. It's not like the end of the world if you don't. It's just like slower because there's more RNG essentially.
Yeah, since I didn't push him to the corner, which was the goal, I have to do a little backup here with Wisdom Form by Ragas, and then we'll Duck Flare the last 2 flares, or the last 2 waves.
Yeah. For it's worth, Thar's making this look easy. Data Org's really hard. Data Org's really hard. When I did it in 3, I beat 13 of the 14, I believe. I never beat Master Xehanort or the secret bonus boss.
Xehanort's hard.
Xehanort is hard.
Yeah, that was one of the more frustrating ones for me.
Xion also took me forever. Alright, Marluxia. Marluxia puts this little counter over our head, and that's like, it's equal to our level, as you can see. It's to remind us that we're level 99. Every time he hits us, the number goes down, and if we get to 0, we lose. Hi, Flounder. It doesn't matter for this, because we're not going to get hit. And we're definitely not going to get hit 99 times, that's for sure. It's over. I always feel like Data Org was Nomura's response to people being like, oh, Kingdom Hearts, you just mash all the buttons and you win. It's so easy. Because you cannot do that for most of these fights. They do, in fact, they are designed to punish you for doing that.
All right.
Next up, Roxas.
One of the more unique fights in this run, because we don't use Final Form Pyraga or Duck Flare. That's because we can't clear.
Roxas is the, oh god, what's his name? Raiden of Kingdom Hearts 2. If you've played Kingdom Hearts 2, you know what I mean. If you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2, that will make no sense, and that's by design. It's over. Also, he's rude. Because Roxas is very short. This is one of 2 fights where we fight a clone Sora, if you think about it. Next up, we have Larcene, who is a girl boss.
Larcene?
Larcene is the Gaslight Gatekeep girl boss organization member.
AKA
this one's pretty straightforward. Why did they pick specifically all of the Little Mermaid characters and the Winnie the Pooh characters? Like, it's hard. Like, it's such an interesting pull. Like, the Winnie the Pooh one's, like that one's obvious. I get that. But why Little Mermaid as your backup? Or your filler?
There weren't enough.
Yeah, but like, why?
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
do.
what if you could have picked like Jack Skellington?
I didn't make this mod. But I think the Little Mermaid works just because Flounder is Marluxia. You get Marluxia's blue hair, which is amazing.
That is true. That is true.
Triton as Lexaeus, where he wields the Triton instead of the axe. Is also
Yeah, all right.
up here.
All right, Zexion. He's gonna trap one of our partners in a book. And then he like will try to trap the other one. But if we go into a form, it takes both of them off the field. Or if he's dry form, so that means he can't trap them because they're not there. And that means at the end we're going to be able to combo him using Duck Flare because we still have Donald around because he wasn't able to be trapped in a book. Next up,
Game worlds. That is true. That's a good point.
Vexen. Vexen's like the hardest one.
It's the most annoying one, and I really do not like Vexen. Because Vexen's
Vexen...
very technical, even though it looks like I'm just going to be spamming a lot of fire.
Vexen, he has the shield. You have to break the shield before you can do damage to him. He's weak to fire, so we're going to do a lot of fire damage to him. You can just, like, the health bars just melt. At a point, he will summon Anti-Sora, and we gotta, like, defeat Anti-Sora at the same time that we break the shield. Or else he will, or I believe he'll DM if you don't do that, right?
Yeah, so Vexen has a hard threshold at 5.5 bars, where if you damage him past that, he will automatically go into his DM, which is the longest and most devastating DM in the game. But if you let him recover and get his shield back and summon Anti-Sora, you kill Anti-Sora and his shield at the same time, and that lets you DM skip for whatever reason. These next two fights are going to be tight on timing.
Yeah, Zigbar is my favorite org member. Zigbar as Owl with the eye patch is iconic, and I love it. Zigbar rules. He presses R for he says R for reload, but he doesn't reload. Doesn't make any sense. The Zexy fights are pretty much the same. This is the harder of the two. The timing's just a bit tighter. He there's also some RNG because he will teleport into a random location. And yeah, it's another fight when we're just gonna try to stun lock him and deflect. We want to deflect his shots back to him because that'll stun him. He never should have betrayed us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this one's hard. But this fight's like, this is a fun fight casually. It's cool. And then as soon as we're done with this combo,
but that's fine. Zigbar's hard.
We'll be going into the final fight, so time will be on the last hit of Zaldin, who is the last fight of this run. And it's pretty much the same as Zigbar, but not as tight.
It's a little bit easier. Yeah.
In fact, the notes for this actually say if I mistime any of these, Zigbar will break out and retaliate, even though this is the Zaldin fight. Yeah, it's the same strategy. And we saved Tigger for last, because the most wonderful thing about him is that he's the last one.
That's okay, I can still recover this.
And... Okay. Yeah, the time of this is tight. It's like a couple frames.
And time.
And that is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix HD Proud Data Org.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, pretty solid run overall.
Yeah, that was good.
Messing up the timing on these last two bosses is unfortunate, but they are probably the hardest two in the run. I talked about the revenge value mechanic, and ways to keep them stun locked. Basically, horizontal slash, which is like the air ability I was doing, where Sora like hits them sideways like that and goes da 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 da. It adds revenge value, and so does everything else I'm doing. But if you time your horizontal slashes perfectly, it's about a 3 to 4 frame window. You can keep the boss stun locked, even though they're going to want to break out because of revenge value. And that happened a a few times there. But yeah, that is Proud Data Org. I hope you guys enjoyed the run.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for the run, and thank you, Torpy, for the commentary.
Thanks for having us.
And yeah, we will get started with the next run as soon as it's ready. Okay, hello everyone. Yes, so I'm gonna get the next run started as soon as I can. We are what they would like to call ahead of schedule, I think, again, which is good, because we were starting to fall behind. No, we're still technically behind, but we'll get started shortly. After I remind you guys that you guys should all donate, because we have some incentives coming up that are really cool. We have... I think naming the main character in Secret Dungeon 2. We have picking the character for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. That's tomorrow. Wait, yes, that's tomorrow. There is picking the name for Earthbound. Picking the alt main for Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Between say hello, buddy. Sylveon Latias and Driftbloom. Hi, Eddie. Love you. Come on, come here. And then we have picking the name for the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, and then finally, picking between Final Fantasy 12, Order of Ambrosia, or Nemesis percent for Final Fantasy 10. So donate. Face. Eddie, get off of me, please. Oh. But yeah. In the near future, there's no plans. We have no plans on the channel. We will probably be they'll mostly be small stuff. I plan to do a Digimon Survive stream in the for its release, because I am the biggest Digimon fan you'll ever find in the entire world, and I am mega stoked for a new Digimon game, a new proper Digimon game. The MMO does not count. And yeah, it is the best JRPG coming out on July 31st. Don't at me. And then we will probably do a, since I am off, I'll make up for having to cut the last one short because I was developing a tooth infection mid speedrun the Final Fantasy 14 thin. But for now, we are going to focus on this marathon. Also, we have a new logo in the works by the wonderful Swiftaloo, who got very busy and couldn't make it in time for this marathon, and that is okay because life is more important. Also, there's a heat wave in a lot of places and it makes it very hard to draw. It makes it very hard to work. Hi, Eddie. We have one incoming. I have seen the sketch. It looks cool, but they were not able to get it done because they had other stuff to do, and that is totally okay. Because this marathon was not supposed to happen. It was very impromptu. So yeah, I'm gonna get everything is almost ready on my side. I'm gonna run some ads and then we will. Yeah, sorry, Xenoblade fans. Digimon Survive is more important. I'm gonna run some ads and then.